Democrats are starting to lose confidence as Kamala Harris stumbles at a recent town hall event. The vice president's performance was so shaky that even CNN, her usual ally, couldn't help but call her out. What went so wrong? Let's take a look.
Well, I'll just tell you what I'm hearing from people who I have been talking to, and that is that if her goal was to close the deal, they're not sure she did that.
Kamala faced what should have been an easy softball question, but instead of knocking it out of the park, she fumbled hard. You won't believe how she botched this simple answer.
What weaknesses do you bring to the table, and how do you plan to overcome them while you're in office?
That's a great question, Joe. Well, I am certainly not perfect, so let's start there. And I think that perhaps a weakness, some would say, but I actually think it's a strength, is I really do value having a team of very smart people around me who bring to my decision-making process different perspectives. My team will tell you I am constantly saying, let's kick the tire on that. Let's kick the tires on it.
The pressure was mounting, and Kamala Harris was clearly struggling. Anderson Cooper, sensing the disaster, tried to throw her another easy question, hoping to salvage the moment. But did she pull it together? See for yourself.
I don't think I've ever heard the former president admit a mistake. A lot of politicians don't. Is there something you can point to in your life, political life, or in your life in the last 4 years that you think is a mistake that you have learned from?
I mean, I've made many mistakes, and they range from, if you've ever parented a child, you make lots of mistakes too. In my role as vice president, I mean, I've probably worked very hard at making sure that I am well versed on issues, and I think that is very important. It's a mistake not to be well versed on an issue and feel compelled to answer a question.
By this point, it was clear the town hall was turning into a nightmare for the Democratic Party. Instead of boosting her image, it exposed just how disconnected and unprepared Harris seemed, even for basic questions. And when the topic shifted to her border policy, things got even worse.
Let's just fix this thing. Let's just fix it. Why is there any ideological perspective on this? Let's just fix the problem.
To fix the problem, you're doing this compromise bill. It does call for $650 million that was earmarked under Trump to actually still go to build the wall.
I am not afraid of good ideas where they occur.
So you don't think it's stupid anymore?
I think what he did and how he did it did not make much sense, because he actually didn't do much of anything. I just talked about that wall, right? We just talked about it. He didn't actually do much of anything.
But you do want to build some wall.
I want to strengthen our border.
The fallout was immediate. CNN quickly went into damage control mode, but even they couldn't sugarcoat what had just happened. This was not what Democrats had hoped for.
When she doesn't want to answer a question, her habit is to kind of go to word salad city, and she did that on a couple of answers.
You think she'd be prepared to do this by now. What's a mistake you've made? Nothing. What's a weakness you have? Nothing. What's the first law you want to pass? Nothing. What's a policy difference between you and Joe Biden? Nothing. Over and over and over. Empty, empty, empty. If she were an animal, she'd be a duck-billed platitude.
Experts chimed in, pointing out Harris's tendency to ramble and get lost in her words, turning responses into incoherent word salads. The debacle didn't escape Trump's attention either. Post-rally, he had his own reaction to Kamala's performance, and it's clear what he thought.
I think we did the right thing.
No, wait a minute, that she's handled it correctly?
Correct.
She said that?
She said that. She said, quote, I think we did the right thing.
We allowed 21 million people in. We allowed 13,099 murderers. We allowed mental institutions from all over the world. If she said that, look, she's a grossly incompetent person. And if she said that, they had the worst border in history.
Harris's struggles aren't just embarrassing, they're reflective of the current political landscape. Recent polls now show Trump gaining ground while Harris's numbers continue to slide as we inch closer to November 5th. Will this town hall event be a turning point in the race?